features taken away, and more importantly, Ultimate Team and yearly cycles. Now, sports games are at the core of video games. I mean, Pong kicked off the gaming craze of the 70s, and ever since Madden started annual releases in 1990, the sports games genre only grew. Now, in the old days, this was common for developers that a small team could make a game in 6 months to a year. And as game engines got better and dev teams grew larger, they seemed to be able to keep pace with the yearly pushes that we all lived through. But the HD era, the 360 and PS3 are where it all started to fall apart. When we get to all the missing features of some of these games, it all starts in this era, even though the wheels were not completely falling off yet. By the time we get to the PS4 and Xbox One era, it all comes crashing down as developers start shifting resources away from all the cool ideas and features and shift towards realism, as the news cycles was only talking about violence of these sports games. They started to shift towards mild realism, and their biggest money maker, Ultimate Team. Good in FIFA, Madden, NHL, and instead of giving these developers more time to properly make a game, they force a game out that has the same features, selling the same packs and players for the same prices year after year. As the games are getting noticeably worse and worse, because instead of adding anything that would actually make it a fun game, they only add things that drive you to buying packs in Ultimate Team. But yearly cycles even affects games like the WWE, which started off having great games like Know Your Role and Shut Your Mouth, but even they fell victim to the yearly cycle, and without Ultimate Team. Call of Duty falls victim to this too, even though they have something just as greedy as Ultimate Team. Assassin's Creed and PGA 2, as it is hard to make an inspired game year after year with such a strict deadline, and the best era of WWE games to be in the PS2. The yearly cycle becomes crushing after a while, as WWE used to have amazing games and competitors like WWF No Mercy and Def Jam Fight for New York, which if you don't know what Def Jam is, you can play as a bunch of rappers fighting and wrestling in places like bar, garages, and penthouses. It was awesome. Anyway, the yearly cycle and licensing deals killed all the competitors in the football space, killed most in the baseball space, the basketball, soccer, NHL, and wrestling. Long gone are the amazing classics like NFL Blitz, 98 or The League, your pick, NFL Street, which was a fast, fun, arcadey football game with over-the-top tackles and wall running that just made the gameplay feel even better. NBA Street Ball Volume 2, which most people I know, and I do as well, consider it to be one of the best sports games of all time. It has style, fast gameplay, and has a level of skill that was fun to learn. It had cool places to play basketball with over-the-top moves, shots, passes, and taunts. The only game close is probably Forza Horizon 5. And Forza and Mario Kart are two of the racing games that saved that side of the sports games. But before I move on to removed features, I want to use some of the games I just talked about as to why they are still some of the best in sports. Horizon gives you a big awesome map with a bunch of cool ways to race and drive around with your friends. And then they added the Hot Wheels DLC. Def Jam did this too in the PS2 WWE games.
I'm gonna take your tongue out and lick my ass with it.
They give you over-the-top weapons, animations, and locations for you to beat up your friends, beat up the AI or the ref, or just pal around and have a great time with your friends. NFL used to have Blitz, where you could break people when you tackled them, putting them out for the whole season, showing the bone snap and everything. Basketball had the ball on fire, as you jumped 10 feet above the hoop, destroying the backboard with rainbows blasting out of your feet. Hockey at this point should have the whole Fight Night Round 3 fighting system in its fights. And these weren't even the features like the first person, which hasn't been around since NFL 2K5. They killed off the whole NCAA side of things. And while some games have added in some of their old modes, it still doesn't have the meat that it used to. WWE, while adding backstages back to the maps, the backstage areas lack depth. I miss jumping off the fist, doing donuts in the streets, pushing someone in the subway, or messing around with the vending machines. Creative team characters and stadiums are either not good or straight up missing, except for the show. And while NBA 2K does a decent job with their city, it is all geared towards Ultimate Team. So many great sports games are either indie or remasters now, with iDarb's Soccer Story, Tony Hawk, or my most recent favorite, Riders Republic. There are a lot of things I think these developers could do better, but most importantly, I think they need more time.